Good morning, beautiful people. This is a recap of my vacation to Ireland. I'll be taking you through our day-to-day adventures. There is a document attached in the description with all my travel details. I hope this video is helpful for anyone else interested in visiting Ireland. There is plenty to do in Dublin. We stayed at Harding Hotel in the city, within walking distance to many attractions. After we landed, we got coffee and a snack at this cute little cafe called Bite of Life Cafe, which I did find some Legos on display here, super cool. Then we went to Dublin Castle, St. Christopher's Cathedral, and Marsh's Library. Also found Legos at the library. For dinner, we ate at Cooper Alley Bistro, which was attached to our hotel. We got Guinness beef stew, which was amazing, and the lattes here were the best on the entire trip, according to my mom. On the second day, we visited Malahide Castle. I definitely recommend visiting this castle. It had a lot of history, a beautiful garden to walk around, a butterfly pavilion, and a fairy trail. Our tour guide for the castle was fantastic, funny, and knowledgeable. For dinner, we ate at a pub in Dublin, which was walking distance from our hotel. It was called the Brazen Head. They had great Irish music and a fun vibe. On the third day, we left Dublin and traveled to Glendalough National Park. This is a great place to hike and truly beautiful. They had food trucks, restrooms, and a welcome center. Next up is a little clip of nature. After visiting here, we drove to Wilton Castle. This was probably my favorite place that we stayed the night at. It is a beautiful home with a history of its own. Half of the castle has been renovated for guests to stay, and the other half of the castle is old ruins. There are cows all around the castle grounds, which was pretty neat to see. We ate dinner at the Alamos Steakhouse that night. I highly recommend this restaurant. The food was great along with the staff. Day 4, we drove to Waterford. We did the House of Waterford Crystal Tour. This town was really cool. There were quite a few museums and walking Viking tours. We ate at the cafe inside the House of Waterford, which was delicious. Then we walked across the street and found a life-size chessboard. I couldn't resist playing the game. It felt a little bit like Wizard's Chess. Then we drove to Kilkenny and stayed at Kilford Arms Hotel. The good thing about this hotel is it's in walking distance to the Kilkenny Castle. On day 5, we visited Kilkenny Castle and grounds, which are beautiful. You could easily spend a whole day here. After the tour, we made our way to Cork. There is a ton to do in Cork, which I have listed in the attached document. I only had time to do one art museum and dinner. We ate at Barbosa on Oliver Plunkett Street. Then we drove to Kerry and stayed at a bed and breakfast called Taylor's Lodge. On day 6, we went to Muckross House and Gardens inside Killarney National Park. I wanted more time here. This place was breathtaking. I'm 100% going back. I recommend staying in Killarney for sure. There is so much to do. We ate dinner at the International Hotel restaurant. The food was so good and the town was super cute. I loved it. And here's another clip of nature for you. On day 7, we drove to Bunratty Castle. This town was pretty cool. It's an old historic town, and it kind of felt like being in Disney World, but only because they have these old shops that people are dressed up from the past in and telling you about that era. There's gardens and animals to see here. We saw the cutest baby goats here. It was awesome. I didn't love the castle tour that much because it's so old and inside is small and the staircases are tight. It kind of felt like being inside a lighthouse, so it wasn't for me. But everybody else I went with absolutely loved the castle. This is just a view from the top of the castle, and there was a field with a bunch of cows, and I just thought it was neat to watch them running crazy. We continued our journey to the Cliffs of Moher. The sights here are amazing. I definitely needed more time here. I recommend staying in Doolin when visiting the Cliffs of Moher. You can hike from Doolin to the cliffs, but we didn't have time for that. I would love to see the sunset over the cliffs next time I go. After we walked around, we ate at O'Connor's Pub in Doolin before heading to our next Airbnb. On day 8, we dropped my uncle off in Galway. I definitely want to go back to Galway to visit. The city looks fun and there's a lot to do there. After dropping him off, we went to Kylemore Abbey and the Victorian Gardens. This place was beautiful and amazing. I highly recommend the visit. This clip is added in just to be a reminder of what it's like driving in Ireland. Small roads, curvy bends, mountainside, you know. Then we headed back to Galway to pick up my uncle and we ate at Finnegan's. Super good. Day 9 was our last day. We traveled from Galway to Dublin, caught our flight home. Before we got on the flight, we were able to walk around Trinity College, and I do recommend going back to see that, as well as the museums in that area. I hope you enjoyed my trip itinerary, and thank you for watching.